Hi, hello friends, welcome to World Explorer India. Today on February 6, on occasion of International Day of Zero Tolerance to Female Genital Mutilation. This is the topic which we are going to discuss today. This is very sensitive, culture bound, and have some of the religious practices which is against the human rights of women and increasing the suffering of our colleagues in many of the parts of world. So the video is supporting Act to End FGM. FGM has no health benefits. It affects the women in short term and long term. FGM, that is female genital mutilation, is cutting female genital parts for non-medical reasons by blade or shred of glass by religious leaders, and it's very inhuman, that is violating the human rights. It includes the cutting of clitoris, usually seen in countries such as Sub-Saharan Africa, Middle East and Asia. It needs societal understanding and also the societal change. It is a form of abuse and neglect. More than 200 million girls and women alive today have been cut in 30 countries in Africa, Middle East and Asia. Treatment of health complications of female genital mutilation in 27 high prevalence countries costs around 1.4 billion USD per year. This is the classification by World Health Organization of FGM. We see that type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4. Type 1 include partial or total removal of clitoral glands or prepuce or clitoral hood. Type 2, partial or total removal of clitoral glands and labia minora with or without removal of labia majora. Type 3 is infibulation, that is narrowing of vaginal opening through creation of covering seal. The seal is formed by cutting and repositioning the labia minora or labia majora, sometimes through stitching with or without removal of clitoral prepuce or clitoral hood or glands. Type 4 is all other harmful procedures to female genitalia for non-medical purposes, example pricking, piercing, incising, scraping and cauterizing the genital area. So why this has been deep rooted in the societies is, as we see the cultural attributes that women should be clean and all such misthoughts, and even they need to avoid the sexual intercourse before marriage. Such type of things is leading to them to practice such things like FGM. What they feel is, if clitoris is removed, they will have decreased sexual interest. So again, the third one, that is infibulation, that is creation of seal, women will be afraid of going for sexual intercourse, so etc. So they may feel that this is helping them, but in fact it is of no use to them, because it is creating a lot of health problems to women, even to women and also to the newborns of the persons who have experienced this FGM. Let's see the complications in detail. The immediate complications include severe pain, excessive bleeding, fever, infections, tetanus, urinary problems, wound healing issues, shock and death also happens. These are the immediate complications, because these are performed by a non-trained or personnel or someone who is called as a religious leader or a community leader, etc. So they are not having any knowledge about infections or sepsis or how to prevent complications, etc. Even though this is not going to help any way to the woman. Next thing is long-term complications include urinary tract infections, vaginal problems such as bacterial vaginosis, menstrual problems, that is difficult to pass the menstrual blood because of the seal they have been created, scar tissues and keloids, and painful sexual intercourse, difficulty delivery, excessive bleeding. They may need cesarean section, newborn deaths because of asphyxiation, need for later surgeries. They may need surgeries to avoid complications, and it is causing, most importantly, depression, anxiety, and post traumatic stress disorder in a woman. So, keeping in mind all these complications, it's now better to act to end FGM. And these are some of the surgeries they may undergo, like de-infibulation and re-infibulation, to avoid the complications. So it is the government's and political responsibility to educate the society and also the health workers that they have to take Hippocratic oath, like do no harm, and health workers should be able to identify and notify the social evil, and religious leaders and political leaders and the community and NGOs should take action on this and educate widely related to female genital mutilation. And because this is being practiced in communities and it is affecting the rights of children and also the human rights, so we need a strong legislative and regulatory framework to end FGM. Thank you.